So let me tell you who we are and what we're doing. So firstly, some introductions. We're based in Richmond, and we're currently a team of 6 with 2 co-founders, Martin and I, but we both have more than 20 years of experience in IT. Mine's been predominantly in US software companies. The highlight for me being my 6 years at Salesforce.com, where I was the first employee in Asia Pacific. Martin has been a very successful entrepreneur, having successfully sold his Clear Grain Exchange startup to the New Zealand Stock Exchange, and he was also the co-founder of realestate.com. So what's the problem that we're solving with CareMonkey? Well, schools have a duty of care, and as a result, they continuously request information, medical and emergency details from parents, and they do it a lot. At the start of the year for school enrolments, and then multiple times throughout the year for excursions and camps. And why is that? It's because they can't be sure that they've got the most up-to-date information. So this is a very, very costly process in terms of time and paper and follow-up, sending out forms, chasing up missing details and missing forms, making copies, entering data into other systems. It's horrendous. It's a real nightmare for the school all year long, and as a parent of school-aged children myself, it's a nightmare for a parent to have to fill in these forms over and over again with the same information. So how does CareMonkey help? Well, in 2 very important ways. Firstly, we eliminate all the paper processing and manual follow-up of these missing forms and information. And the system puts the responsibility back on the parent to have to enter in the information. And the school administrators absolutely love that. Secondly, we make that electronic data very useful and very accessible. So teachers can view the details for their students on mobile devices, even when there's no internet access. So this makes CareMonkey a really useful and perfect solution for school camps and excursions. And for parents, they only need to maintain one care profile for their child, and they can share that with the school, but then they can share it with clubs, family members, friends, and any other trusted carers. So here's our video introduction that we've targeted at schools and clubs.
Do you have a duty of care? Are you responsible for the health and safety of a group of people? Maybe you collect medical information for your school, club or group, but can your teachers, coaches and other officials access this information in an emergency? Medical forms are often filed away, out of date or not accessible by the people who actually need them. This can lead to medical errors, lost time and negligence, when first responders don't know what to do or who to call. Don't risk it. Introducing CareMonkey. CareMonkey's electronic medical forms are instantly available to the teachers, coaches and other officials responsible for delivering the care. Imagine a teacher on an excursion or a coach at training with everything they need on their smartphone or tablet. They'll have immediate access to emergency contacts, medications, medical conditions, allergies, asthma plans and any other care instructions they might need to keep people safe whilst in their care. Now that's being prepared. Parents will love it too. They're tired of filling out the same form over and over again. With CareMonkey, they only need to fill in a care profile once. Then they can share it with your organisation, their family members, friends and other trusted carers. It's so easy. Changes in a medical condition, a new emergency contact, new medicine, new immunisation, no problem. Parents retain control and can update their care profile at any time. And all carers are instantly updated. Take control, reduce risk and provide better care for the people you're responsible for. CareMonkey gives your team the information they need and the confidence that they are well prepared. Give CareMonkey a try today.
From the school's perspective, this is a hassle-free solution. The system's hosted by us in a very secure environment. It's backed up hourly and it's accessible from any device. And our customers are loving it. They're impressed with how easy it is to use and how easy it is to set it up and how it's eliminated all that manual work and follow-up for them. And they're saying it's the most practical and brilliant idea. Now there are plenty of other systems that capture medical details, and in the school environment these are the student admin systems. However, these are very broad applications and they do a million things for the schools, and they don't have things like this mobile interface and the ability for parents to fill in the information themselves. And then there are a ton of personal medical record systems that enable you to enter medical details, but you can only share that with either yourself or family members. With CareMonkey, we think we've found this sweet spot that schools haven't seen before, and so there's a window of opportunity for us to claim that market share. We've started our direct sales efforts here in Victoria, and we're seeing early success. However, there are 10,000 schools in Australia alone. So the next step for us is to bring on some territory managers to look after these opportunities. And at the same time, we're working on a partner program to cover the other segments that we can cover, such as sporting clubs. And we're travelling to the UK and the US early next year to engage some potential international distributors. Well, Martin and I have bootstrapped this business, and we're going to continue to do that in the immediate future. And since we've now moved from zero revenue to positive cash flow, external funding isn't as critical. But what we are looking for is an investor with passion. Someone who wants to put some skin in the game, but who will also give some advice and guidance from time to time. We're off to a flying start, but we certainly don't claim to know it all. If you need any more information, you can contact Martin or myself via email, or as shown here with the phone. And we're keen to talk to experienced investors who can help us grow CareMonkey into an international success. Thanks for your attention. I came up with the idea when I accidentally pulled out my stepson's asthma plan from the filing cabinet at home, and I looked at this document, and it was designed to save his life. It had all of the instructions on what to do if he had an asthma attack, and it also described his symptoms, and I felt very guilty that I hadn't made copies of this and given it to people that often take care of him. And I started thinking about all of the technology that we use today. We're taking photos and we're posting them on Facebook, we're tweeting on Twitter, and we're connecting on LinkedIn, but there wasn't an electronic system for sharing care information, and that's what CareMonkey is all about. So once I came up with the idea and had decided that it was good enough to quit my day job, I went out and bought a wireframing tool, designed what this thing would look like, wasted a whole lot of time, spent way too long, because once I'd given it to some developers to start getting the thing going, they changed most of my ideas, or not the ideas, but the actual look of it anyway. And I had an initial prototype, took that out to users and tested it. And it wasn't until I met my CTO, co-founder now, Martin Howe, that he brought in the part into the system where we could manage schools and manage clubs and in fact any group that's interested in the health and safety of the people that they're responsible for. One of the many thousands of mistakes I've made over the last 2 years was not getting a technical co-founder early enough, and I think I wasted a good year going solo and using independent contractors to help me build the first prototype of CareMonkey. And I was looking for a co-founder, and I went to a meetup site called Co-Founder Speed Date. Now, I didn't go to Co-Founder Speed Date, but I looked at all the profiles that were members of that group, and I read about Martin. I saw that he was a person that could really add value to the business. He was an expert in the technology that my app was built in, and he'd already built a group management platform, which was exactly what I needed to add to my consumer CareMonkey app to build this system that that we've got today. And it just so happens he's a pretty good guy too, so we're working along beautifully.
It's very hard to be a solo founder of a business, especially in the IT industry, where you've got to know so many things. Two is, in my view, the minimum for a startup company. Three is even better, but two works well. And you've got to have different skills. And Troy handles a lot of the business side and the sales. And obviously, I'm looking after a lot of the IT side of it. So it's a really good mix, and it works really well for us. No, we're definitely in the same room together. It's kind of very difficult to innovate products like this when you're different places. So we're constantly feeding back off each other and testing it with the market and Took about, I guess, 12 months. 12 months, but I've been working on the software for that, maybe 12 months before that as well.
So we approached some schools and we knew that there was this problem, and as a parent I've got 7 children and I know very well about these forms because we get them every single week, and it's a huge problem for the schools. And we approached 3 schools. They were very happy to trial this because cutting out that administration overhead is a huge issue for them. We tested the app for about 3 months in 3 schools. We ironed out all the little bugs and we made some tweaks to make it easier for the end users. And then a month ago we've gone live selling to schools, and it's going really well. We're hoping to bring on board an investor who wants to put some skin in the game and give us some advice, because although we're doing really well and we're off to a great start, certainly we don't think that we know it all, and we'd really like to get some other perspective and some people to challenge us and give us new ideas and really grow this into an international business. We had some fantastic people approach us straight after the session finished today. I've got a pocket full of business cards and appointments that I need to make next week. We've had offers of investment, and we've been asked to come into IBM next week and give them a demonstration of the system and talk about the potential opportunities of working with them around the globe. I certainly didn't expect that was going to happen today, and I'm very grateful to ICT Geelong for the opportunity to be here and present, practice our pitch and get the feedback. I entered the Invention Test last year, and I made the top 10. I wasn't the winner last year, but last year I had mainly it was a consumer app where parents could share these medical details with other family members and friends. And since I met Martin earlier in the year, we have built now this administration side so that groups can manage individuals, and that's really made our app a really useful thing for groups to manage people. Entering a competition like this and winning it is real validation of what we're doing. It's industry acknowledgement that we're on to a good thing. It's peers recognising that we're doing good work, and it also helps us get the name around, and hopefully good things are going to come from that. We're 100% in this, all boots and all, and that's what we do every day, 7 days a week. I'm thinking about it all the time. When I wake up, I'm thinking about CareMonkey and what we need to do today. There's always 1,000 things to do, and we're looking forward to bringing on some other people too to share the workload and make a success of this job.